What's something that can replace the feeling of a healthy romantic relationship? I think your feelings are valid. I think romantic relationships are different than other ones. To gain insight into what you may be missing or needing, I'd explore with your therapist what constitutes a romantic, intimate relationship. Write as much of it down as possible to keep track, and identify in as much detail what you want. Some people will say, I want love. But that can manifest in so many ways. 5 Love Languages is a great resource to how love translates to behavior in a relationship. I think once you map out what a romantic relationship constitutes in your opinion, you can start to identify what it is that you're missing. Then you can figure out if you can supplement getting those needs met elsewhere, or if it truly is romantic partnership exclusive. Just some thoughts. Best of luck. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think anything can truly replace that. I'm 32F and I've been single for 10 years now. From reading you, I have been in a similar situation. Fulfilling job, friends, therapy, hobbies. I also have a cat and I love him very much. If you are willing to take good care of a pet, it can be a great addition to your life for sure. 2 things I want to say. 1. Due to circumstances out of my control, I had to move back to my mom's place 1.5 years ago. Then, since 2 months I've been living in a shared house with 4 people. M50 and his child 11F, 60F, 35F, and myself. We each have our own bedroom, but we share the living rooms and kitchen. I like the community spirit of the place. We each live our own lives, but we often get together for dinner. Coffee in the morning. Sometimes we watch movies together or have a drink in the evening. I had to admit to myself that I love living with people. My mom or the shared house. Way more than living alone. Although society is sending me the message that by age 32 I should either be living alone or with a partner, child. From what I know, it has not been the case often in history that people have been living alone, without a family, community around them. At the end of the day, I love having people with whom to chat and having company. Living with people is the thing that has the most eased my pain of being single. 2. Emotional pain is part of life. I don't expect to find a way to completely get rid of the pain of being single. Unless I find a partner, I have to learn to live alongside it. I remind myself that every human being on this planet is experiencing emotional pain most of the time, to different degrees and for various reasons. It's just life. I got over the pain of it by having a few bad relationships, which seriously made me think it is better to have my own little life the way I want it than have anything bringing me down the way only an intimate partner can do. I think relationships are made too romantic and mythical by film industry. Yes, many people enjoy it, but also, many couples are unhappy. I recommend a dog. It is also a very special and affectionate relationship. Today my dogs have had jealousy fights over me, so I guess it can get even a bit too much passion. Sigh. How about a pet to love? Full disclosure, I've been married over 25 years. So take this with a grain of salt. But there are different kinds of intimacy. Physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual. Generally, one person, one romantic partner, isn't going to meet every need for intimacy you crave. So what I suggest is to identify which kinds of intimacy you most desire and find people who will help with that. For instance, if you're intellectually frustrated, a book club or class can help. If you are spiritually starving, you can look for a church or a guru or a yoga practice. If what you want is touch, non-erotic massage could do the trick. If you're lonely, then working on your friendships will help fill that hole. But until you identify what you are missing, it will be hard to address. Honestly, get a rescue dog. Love, loyalty, commitment, Building of trust, independence, but togetherness. What you put in is what you get. It may not help you much, but I can't in good conscience scroll past this post without saying anything. All I can do, for what it's worth, if anything, is assure you that your feelings are valid and encourage you to keep trying. I am exactly the same, and I acknowledge it as an objective weakness. But it's okay to have weaknesses. And some weaknesses cannot be overcome. I'm not single anymore and I'm not gonna be again. But when I was single, it was the same. Romantic love is all I've ever wanted from this world. And same as you, there was nothing else that made me happy. I had occasional hookups and I had cuddle sessions with friends, which were better than nothing. But it didn't fill the void. Never give up. And even if you do give up, you can always get back to it later. It took me many years of constant, unending, relentless effort. But I found my life partner. I put myself out in the open as much as I could. And searched all over. Dating websites, social media, social events relevant to my hobbies. Lame-ass house parties where nothing fun ever happened just because there would be people there. Everything. A lot of the time I felt like I was barely carrying on. There were all kinds of societal problems happening in my country, causing trouble for millions of people that I could have helped mitigate just by researching the issues and using my votes. But I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't care about the masses. I care about everyone. I just couldn't spare any energy. I was barely alive. I wish I could have told my younger self what he was eventually gonna find if he never gave up. Because if the multiverse theory is true, I probably died a long time ago in most of the timelines. When you do finally find that one person, it will cleanse you of all the regrets you've ever had in your life. Because you will know that if even one little thing had happened any differently from how it did, you may never have found that person. When you finally know beyond a doubt that your thousands of careful decisions have led you to a point where you will never have to face another problem alone for the rest of your life, you will feel the only form of pride in existence that is entirely devoid of arrogance. You will know that you're not a cosmic lottery winner, that you got where you are through your own massive effort. You will know that you deserve your happiness. And you will wish more than anything you could mass produce it as wafer cookies and hand it out for free. Because you'll know that if everyone had what you have, the world would finally know peace. Nothing will replace that particular feeling. That's why we have those relationships. Because they're unique. But what I will tell you is that connection is the way to go. Connect with people. Properly connect with people, not sit there with your phones in your hands. I'd also suggest joining something: book club, game group, sports team. Get yourself into a group with a common goal in mind. Also, donate some of your time to people who need help. So soup kitchens, demonstrations, helping the elderly, things like that. You said you have hobbies. How often do you work on them? I grew up an only child and I legitimately enjoy being alone. My hobbies are 3D art and game dev, and I can sit in my room for hours learning about them and practicing. Since I don't plan on being in a relationship anytime soon, most of my life ambitions are career focused, so I put a lot of effort into having decent skills. A big part of being happy outside a relationship probably comes from distracting yourself with activities that make you happy and accomplished. So I think it's good to focus on that. Yeah, those feelings you are describing sound like feelings of not loving yourself, my friend. You're on the right track. Staying healthy and exercising to keep your mood stable, and seeing a therapist to try and understand your feelings better. Just keep at it, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Nothing will. We are not made to be alone. Get an emotional support animal. I have a lizard and I really can't describe the relief it gives me when I just hold him close to me. I also have houseplants. It's a really good feeling to know that there are living things that rely on you. Video games, beer, burritos, and a dog. For me, it's realizing one thing. I have peace and freedom. I don't have to dance around anyone else's insecurities. Don't have to worry if our lives are compatible. And I don't have to worry about a betrayal or accidentally hurting them. I get to live my life on my terms. Sure, there are people worth sacrificing that peace for. Just not many. And I'm enjoying my time till they get here. The thing is this. Nothing can replace certain things, and that's good. I mean, imagine thinking something like, what's something that can replace having a good relationship with my family? Or, what's something that can replace the feeling of having a hobby that I love? Nothing. And it doesn't necessarily means that you need to replace it or to look for it in other areas of your life. It's a comprehension problem, not a replacement problem. For sure you have other areas of your life that if you look into are very important, but you are looking for something else. I get to be single, I get to be alone and in my own space and peace whenever I want. Smiling face with hearts, I get to live on my own terms. I could go in forever. It took me a while to learn to not be codependent and learn how to be alone after getting out of an abusive relationship of roughly 6 years with a true narcissist. Highly recommend a pet. I have 2 cats and they are perfect for me personally. They are low maintenance and not in your face, as dog would be. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs too, but prefer cats. They kinda have the same attitude as me, tears of joy. They think they run this house. They only let me touch them when they want. They don't like to be picked up. Biwaha. Being single in my own home on my own terms truly has made me insanely happy over the past IDK 5-ish years. But also, I think that this answer will have different variables. People handle things differently, etc., so no one answer will be correct. But I think you've gotten a ton of amazing, thoughtful answers so far. It's not quite the same, but consider a pet. I'm still trying to wrap my head around a recent breakup. But my cat has been such a comfort. Cuddling beside me every night. Greeting me every morning. It feels a little less lonely. Get a dog. Sorry this is making you sad. From my experience, I can say it usually gets better with time. And then the eventual understanding that if you truly love yourself, you don't necessarily need someone else to make you happy. And then once you have that, and love yourself and all your faults, it's usually when you're ready to be with someone. Really ready. Holiday. And lots of it. Places you always wanted to go but never been.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.